You're live.
Live. Oh,
you're watching Jun around me? How?
No, he just happened to be the first one, man.
Just further back there. Yeah,
Okay.
further back.
A little further back, we can get Lexi in.
Okay, Violet Raccoon's here.
I'll just get Lexi in the shot right here.
Oh.
Hey, Lexi.
Nice.
Alright. Oh, I have a light right behind me.
That's all good. You want to turn?
Okay. No.
All
right, guys. We're just trying to somehow get this.
Wow.
Viola,
you already got people on.
Violet Raccoon.
Oh, wow, Buffy.
Wait a minute, Buffy. Are you serious? Over there? This is because I'm interrupting Game of Thrones, isn't it? Trying to update you guys with everything.
Violet Raccoon says, block it with your big head, LOL.
You're the reason I was actually noticed the light, because you can put it at home with the light behind me. So I'm trying to accommodate you. As y'all know, I'm very accommodating.
Lexi, can we get Lexi in the shot, maybe? Okay.
So how's everybody's weekend been going?
Violet Raccoon's laughing her ass off.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna do mine here like this.
You don't think he's drinking coffee? He's definitely not coffee in there. I'm honest. I'm not gonna hide it.
Snitches get stitches. That's all I'm saying. Snitches get stitches.
Oh, son of a gun! I put a link up to you. How did nice. I couldn't have put his link up.
Anyways.
Could you guys take care of sharing mine, please, and put my link on top of it?
While he's freaking out about the numbers, I just wanted to say to my audience, my fans.
He can talk here because he's the reason I came down to Atlanta. So he's also going to let you know what we were doing this weekend.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it in a minute.
So we, Dolores and I, my friend Dolores, she has a salon up in North Georgia. And we decided to try to do a workshop to share information, not only show how we groom our different styles, to give people options and teach them how we do what we different grooms, but also to help create a
brainstorm,
and come up with a solid business plan for each individual unique situation that we're all going through. And I think that was really awesome.
Serendipity.
Yeah, I think we have a good blend of different types of groomers that are in different stages and trying to do different things.
Yeah.
So we all had a lot of different perspectives on it. I normally do is try to go over the things that are easily overlooked. There's a lot of things I didn't think of when I first started grooming my own puppies, and I know that it's just not thought of, and I try to bring those points out. So getting a lot of different minds together that we're trying to do the same thing, just better the dogs' lives and grooming and health, we were able to uncover a lot of things. And we're all excited to start moving forward.
Well, Brad, who was doing the videography, because he does photography and he's a musician, he has a band, he was able to give us ideas and examples that we wouldn't have normally had access to, because how often do you talk to someone who is a photographer /
No, Buffy's the only one talking on your page.
Oh yeah. Well, because I only have 200 subscribers, shoot, I mean.
It's famous guy over here trying
to make
excuses.
It really doesn't matter to me. This is for later.
So as you can see, we're competing on our YouTube. Oh, hey Galaxy, how you doing?
I'm good.
He's competing. Geck with the Geck TV. But anyways, he was offering information. Dolores herself, she comes from the corporate world. She used to work for Amazon? Google. So the thing is, when all of these minds came together, I even came up with the idea. I'm gonna actually change the way I do my first client, my first appointment. So any new client, I ask them to schedule the entire day.
Yeah, they only have 10 of them real fans, all right?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I have to respond to my viewers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that means how you talk after a glass of wine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I understood it. That's the thing. You didn't have to clarify to me. That's exactly how I read it.
Oh, I didn't know you knew how to read messages.
I speak drunk
because you don't have any messages coming in.
So, well, the two that are usually messaging on they're right here. They're sitting right here. So, but anyways, um, one of my biggest takeaways, the magic was everybody getting involved and helping each other and giving ideas. We're all sharing ideas. That was really where the magic was, the group itself, the interaction. So here's what I got out of it. I'm going to change the way I do my first new clients, the way I accept new clients. What I usually did, what I originally did was I asked for the whole day, 6 to 8 hours at least. I'm going to do my whole thing, my whole 4 steps, and then I charge $275, for the day, right? Doesn't matter if it's Shih Tzu, whatever. I'm going to change that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to schedule 3 hours because I realized it's our first time meeting, and the dog has to. And I got this idea a lot of it from too. He has inspired a lot of this because he's behavior. He comes from the behavior world coming into grooming.
As you can see, it says two-speak dog. Speak dog here.
Yeah, exactly. So I realized, what am I doing? I'm taking a dog that I just met and taking them all the way to home run. I'm getting.
Doesn't even buy them lunch for
on the first date. On the first date, Well, I'm used to this. That's usually how my dates go. But with dogs, it's different. I realize now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask for 3 hours, and I'm going to let the new clients know in those 3 hours, the dog may not get groomed. We might not even get to the haircut that first initial 3 hours, but I'm going to still have to charge you for the 3 hours because the work that I'm doing with your dog, the time that I'm spending in building that trust and rapport, actually establishing a relationship with that dog, that may take 3 hours, and I may not even get to the grooming part, but I'm still gonna have to charge you for that. Are you okay with that? And then
it opens up the mind to the clients also by telling them it's not just a haircut and a bath. I'm doing a lot more than that. We're going through a groom, and there might be other issues underlying everything that we're doing. So preparing you that it might not be done, but it might not be done for a reason. I'm more concerned with the health and the happiness of the dog, and we all try to do that. We try not to stress out a dog. So usually they're going to be okay with if we don't finish the dog, as long as they had a happy experience or they had a good experience.
Well, and as long as we're explaining why they're not getting a groom today, it's like, because hold on, you're a groomer. I'm paying you and you're not going to groom my dog?
We're planning to not purposely not finish them, but we know it's better to not finish them than force them and canceling out everything we tried to accomplish that one day.
Exactly. And so I'm going to explain. It's not that I'm not going to get the haircut done. I may get the haircut done, but there's also a chance that I may not. 3 hours doesn't give me a lot of time to, get everything done. So what I may do that first visit is just get them used to everything and get them used to me brushing them and handling them, clipping their nails. That's what I might do in the first visit, and I'm going to, because the thing is, if they're not down for that, right? If they're not for that, they're not about that life, then I realize that that's not my client. I'm going to have to argue and struggle and explain the whole time, the entire relationship with that client, and I don't want to do that, so it's like, it's better to have people that say, oh, I get it. I get it. And I like that, and I see the value in that. I see the value of you taking the time to get my dog comfortable with you first, and then you may get to the groom on the second visit or sometimes the third visit, especially if you're dealing with a dog that has issues where they're scared or nervous, or then it might take 2 or 3 visits before the dog will even allow you to groom them safely.
Especially, I realized with his cosmetology, everything with the skin and the hair and the health of the actual coat and skin, it might be in such a bad condition that we don't know how it's going to grow back. So if we do a full groom and we say, all right, it's good, I'll see you in 6-7 weeks, we don't really know what happened the first 2 weeks after we left. But if we do a partial groom, we could give them homework and see if they really want to put the effort in themselves to do what we're doing, or have us come back more frequently for maintenance. But if we're back in 2 to 3 weeks, we're finishing, plus we're physically seeing how the hair started to grow, how quick does this dog, each dog's individual, their chemistry is made differently, so one hair might take forever to grow, but the next dog, once we clear out the spores and everything, it might start growing back quickly. So we might be like, oh, we're going to get all this done, but this dog is actually really healthy, and we're probably going to have to plan to groom him every 5 weeks.
I'm glad you brought this up, because that was one thing I forgot to mention. So what we're gonna do, and this is what David and I came up with just in the car ride over here, but um, had the initial visit be the 3 hour visit where it's just if we may not get to the groom, right, and then give the owner homework. I like that idea. Give the owner homework. That way it creates a partnership. It's not just all on me to keep your dog looking and feeling healthy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a partnership. You're the dog owner, right? And so give the owners a homework. Brush your dog like this. Use this comb, right? And then I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks, right? And then in that 2 week, the follow up visit, it'll be more of an assessment. You know, so the first visit is consultation. Second visit, a 3 hour consultation. Second visit is an assessment. So the second visit, when you go back 2 weeks later, you're not even going back to do the haircut. What you're doing is you're going to assess what now this is the situation. In 2 weeks after the first consultation, and then the homework that I gave you, and now that this is the situation we're in, this is how your dog looks, this is the condition. Based on this is the game plan that I suggest. This is the routine that you would need to schedule this every 4 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 6 weeks, or if they did a really good job combing, maybe we can go every 6 weeks.
Some options. They might have done a fabulous job combing and doing everything, but they might be like, but I don't want to keep doing this. So we're like, okay, we'll give you an option. We'll do it. We'll do a maintenance.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
Well, then we'll schedule every 3 weeks.
But we'll also, at that point, do the consulting and say, specifically for your dog and your lifestyle, your environment, this is what I recommend you do. So we're customizing it specifically for that dog and that household.
It's individualized service.
All Maltese get the same way. No, they're all living in different environments, different households, different levels of commitment the owners are going to have. So we want to take that step and actually customize it for you.
Exactly. So it's tailored to fit your individual needs, your unique situation, and your unique dog's temperament and personality, all calculated in, all of those variables factored in, and say, okay, based on the consultation, the first visit we had, and now today's assessment, this is what I believe is going to be the best strategy moving forward. And then now we're a consultant. Now we're literally consulting, and we're providing a game plan that's custom and individualized for that dog and that family's needs.
So we're putting a lot of effort in this because we also know a lot of groomers are getting that harp on them that all you do is just cut the hair and bathe the dog. No, we do a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that by approaching it this way, it's really showing everything that we're doing. We're actually even going now even a step further than we already do. But by going this extra mile now you're really going to see everything we do, everything that's involved in it, and why we're doing it.
Exactly.
To be able to get that appreciation and work together and collaborate with the owners and with other groomers alike to see. Like I said, there was 6 groomers there, 6 or 7 groomers, and we all do similar thing. We have the same mindset, but all approach it slightly differently. There's different ways to get things done. Because we all do more than just cut the hair and bathe. There's so much.
And we each had different goals.
Yeah.
We had different goals.
Time out. I would like to just read this.
What?
Oh, read it.
June, DT, David T.
I needed the password to get on, so he gives me the password to the coffee shop connection.
No, I mean, I want
He's
DT.
probably connected. No, I asked what happened to 5G. There's a 5G. Oh, I can't get you the password.
I don't have the password.
He's streaming on 5G.
I don't have the password.
Oh, and now I'm frozen.
Shake like it's cold. Shake like it's cold.
So I'm gonna hijack his. That's why we're streaming over here. So this guy is probably streaming on 5G and from what? A MacBook. He got a MacBook Air. I can't afford a MacBook Air. I don't charge clients $350.
I'm on the same network.
So am I still frozen?
Man.
Ruling.
So that felt good. Wow, that felt amazing. Wow, this is what it feels like to be a winner. This is what it feels like to be a winner. Winning, baby.
Winners, yes.
Winning.
The thing is, it could be a little not as clear, but what I'm saying is being heard, and that's what's more important.
Exactly.
Just hear what I'm saying. You don't need to see anything. Just
heard it.
Go to laundry or something. Just listen.
Word is bond. Okay.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, winner. So, anyways, It's obvious. It's obvious.
And look, he has his there with all
Oh yeah.
blinding light right
Blinding
behind
light right
me.
there. Okay, right there. Okay.
This is my dad's side. My hair's like all out of
Let me
whack.
go down a little bit like this because it's the light. It's the
A little
light.
bit. Hey,
It's the
keep it
light.
PG here.
It's the light. That's why I have
Sunday.
to.
It's the Lord's Day. Do not be talking about going down.
I have to lean in because of the light on my.
This guy has no light. He lives in the dark side.
Oh god.
But anyways, that's part of what we did.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I think that what we're doing right now, what we did this weekend, we're starting a movement. You know, Jamie is the owner of Fur Mobile Grooming Salon.
Let's go watch Game of Thrones.
No Buffy.
Go.
Oh my goodness.
Actually,
don't break my heart, Buffy.
it is kind of bothering me, but this guy was jealous of it. He can't grow any beard or anything. So
I was admiring it. That's
I kept it on just for him.
That's very different than jealousy. I was admiring it. I actually tried to stroke it, but he wasn't having that. I was like, give it time, David. You may let me stroke it. So, anyways, Jamie, the owner of Fur Mobile Grooming, and her groomer, Donna, they were even talking about how they are now going to change how they kind of do it as well, because she specializes in aggressive dogs, senior dogs that have issues and challenges, and she sometimes there's that. But oh, there we go. So Jamie was saying that she even will have to reschedule the next groom because she'll tell her groomer Donna, it's not worth it. Don't force it. Don't rush it. Just do what you need to do to finish this groom, and we'll reschedule the next groom.
So I actually want that. Whoever's in here right now that's just a pet owner, or in the comments later, would you appreciate us canceling your appointment because we don't want to rush your dog? I believe, and we all believe, that you'd appreciate more that we have to unfortunately reschedule here or there because we want to give you the attention it deserves instead of rushing to you and rushing through you. We think it would be better and all around to give the proper service that it deserves each dog. So
Exactly.
we're not sure from the pet owner's perspective. We believe our clients, that we'll have the type of clients that understand that and appreciate that we're actually doing that. But is that really feasible?
Yeah, taking the time.
Most owners out there.
So we also had a
Properly and safely. She prefer us to do properly and safely.
and take our time, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Not rush it. Here's the thing: we had his puppy, Shakira. So Shakira was obviously, she's a puppy. She's nervous, she's scared, and all this stuff, right? And I was telling them, like, because she's scared and nervous, that's why we have to take our time. We have to slow down. You don't say, "Hey, my dog is nervous. My dog's scared. Can you speed it up?" What? Your dog is also alive and has emotions and feelings and thoughts, So let's respect that. Oh, that was a great point. Shakira, David was there, and his puppy Shakira kept trying to go up to David, right? And she kept whining and
she
crying.
was crying while being bathed. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I stopped the water. We stopped spraying her, and David went and just, "Hey, it's okay, it's all right," acknowledged it. And then we just turned the water back on, and we made it very clear we have to do this, right? And she just stopped crying. She cried a little bit again, but it was much better because we showed her that we hear you. We may not be able to give you what you want right now, but we at least heard you. She felt heard. She felt understood, that we actually addressed what she was scared about. And
it was me taking it a step further. I knew I've been grooming them since they've been 5, 6 weeks old, so I know she's familiar with being groomed and being bathed. So I knew she wasn't crying about, "Oh, I'm getting shampooed." She was crying for a reason, and it took me a second to realize it's being kept away from me, but also who's touching me. Why is this going on? A lot of these things she could be thinking. So we stopped, we addressed that, and then she's like, "All right, you heard me," like exactly what you were saying. You heard me, and okay, I'm going to do this because now you're asking me to do it. Instead of, it wasn't just, "Oh, it's because she's being bathed, she's hating it." No, there's usually different reasons why they're doing something.
Exactly. The thing is, if you think about it, it's like a little baby. It's like a little child, right? So I just met her.
Yeah, she said that Violet, she has stranger danger like little kids do.
Exactly,
Yes.
stranger danger. That's exactly where I was going. So
and I wasn't helping her. I was right there. She's like, "Do you see what's going on? Hey."
And then he went over and said, "Hey, I see what's going on. It's okay."
Yeah.
And then I continued, But here's the thing: I had just met her that day, that morning when I picked her up, right? Or that afternoon when I picked him up. But I when I picked him up and I met her for the first time, she saw me, but it's not like she came up to me or anything. She wasn't all like, I did pet her, but she was just kind of like, oh, who is this guy, right? She kept wanting to go follow her daddy. And so then here I am now washing her, running my fingers all through her hair, right? And it's like, who is this weird uncle I just met? Like, why is he? This is not good, right? And then we addressed it. It's like, hey, I know this is scary, and this is a weird uncle you just met, but he at least let her know, like, this is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It's okay.
She doesn't know
Reassured
that's okay. Yes, I see. It's
exactly.
normal.
But rather than push through, and just, hey, stop and just get it done. No, stop for a second. Stop. And address it and say, hey, we hear you. And at least, even though she can't get out of the situation, at least she feels like she was heard.
It was actually a good process to have her there for the weekend. And I called it exactly. Friday, she was a little timid. Saturday, stayed by my leg. Friday, I was like, by Sunday, she's going to be out and with everybody. So she was going up to everybody today.
Creepy Uncle June.
Lexi had her dogs there today. I have some footage. I'll put that up later. Her playing, tussling, actually submitting time, all of that by this afternoon. It's a process. She's still only 4 months old. So she's learning how things are supposed to go. And
exactly.
She was socialized in the manner of first, make sure that I say it's okay. Well, socialization doesn't mean you go up and say hi to everybody. So she had to get a feed off of me of what's supposed to be going on, and she's still learning that, just as any dog does when they first get groomed. They need to learn the whole process. So we need to teach them the process of grooming, not just, hey, this has to be done. We have to teach them what has to be done.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're looking to him for direction. And so rather than say, hey, David, leave the room, you're making it worse. She wants to get to you. She's, she's crying because she sees you. Get out of the room. And then just push through it. And now creating a very traumatic, scary experience and memory for her at 4 months old, 3 months old. And now for the rest of her life, the groomer is going to have to try to deal with some of this behavior.
So I took it a step further, and not waited until I figured out why she was doing it, and then I adjusted my way with the behavior side. And then I went back. I was still close, out of range of her. She leapt towards me a couple times. I settled. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. And then right before, when she was like okay with it, and I knew she'd probably start crying again or something, at that point, I knew June had it under control. I left because the owner can have an effect, or the dog will act differently. But you have to find that balance and know each dog's different. So at that point, I was like, all right, I did my job and I taught her what I needed to. She now knows what I'm expecting from her. Let me get out of here now and let the groomer do their job. Because now she knows it's working.
At that point, it wasn't like a terrified, scared, like, oh no, what's happening? It was more just, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like, it's like, it's like, hey, now you're not even scared. Now you're just saying you don't like this. But you're going to have to get it done. It's for your health. So, but because once we have her all lathered up with shampoo, you can't leave her like that. You got to rinse the shampoo off thoroughly, and then we have to dry her. But we used a hand dryer, so it wasn't so loud, and she did really good for that. I mean, she's puppy.
She's used it before, so
But
she had a lot going on this weekend. I'm going to quickly go into that. I do the grooming. This is the first time I've traveled with a puppy, so just her overall health and well-being, same thing. So she got to go on a plane. She had her own little carry case. It was like a built-out condo almost.
Yeah, it's nice.
She was also well-stimulated and tired. I would say she probably drained, but she didn't seem tired. She still had enough energy to fight back. And when she's like, I don't want to do this. Hey, let me out. So that just goes to show a puppy that hasn't even gone for a walk around the block. How are you expecting us to deal with that puppy? Now, this girl just flew from 5 o'clock in the morning from New York to Atlanta, didn't sleep. It's hot. It's this, meeting new people, everything. And she still had more than enough energy to give him a good fight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Buffy said dogs need leadership, and you stepped in and said it's okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She needs direction. She needs to be taught, and that's one of the main things. Is grooming is such an important part of their lives, and they're doing so much. A lot of us have overlooked that they need to be trained to be groomed. It's a process. They need to learn that process.
Yeah, and
we need to teach it to them.
Exactly.
Not so much just the groomers and the owners. And that's
where
that's why I think he's going to be changing his to listen. We're going to do this, and we're going to customize it for you because the owners have to do part, and it is more than just a groom and a
Yeah,
cut.
it's not just about the haircut. You know, there's a lot more that goes into it. It's like there's a lot that has to happen to build up to that haircut, and so that's what I'm gonna do from now on, especially with new clients, is make sure they're okay
I
with.
win. My process wins. No, he switched it to my process.
Well, if it
No.
helps my business, then I win. So joke's on him. But yeah, I mean, and if I do well in some way, he does well. By me doing well, I know somehow he's gonna benefit. So
Mhm.
I lose a little motivation by that to want to do well, knowing that it will benefit him somehow. But I know that it'll benefit others as well. But yeah, that's what I really want to get across, is to help change the way we look at dog grooming. It's not just lather up your dog with shampoo, dry them as fast as you can, and cut their hair as fast as you can. That's not what grooming is. Grooming is about it's about hygiene, it's about lifestyle, and it's also a way that animals. It's a way that animals communicate with each other and strengthen bonds, you know, and show love and affection for each other by grooming each other. So when we look at the way animals look at grooming, I think it's gonna force us to change the way we approach grooming.
The first day, we learned a lot from June. Went over. We'll go into different videos and details.
No, we're good.
We'll go into videos in that later. But as you were saying, there's more involved in grooming, and it was a lot more details than just the bath and the cut. One of the dogs, we barely cut any hair, but we were healing the skin, pulling up that hair, all this and that. So we almost barely did any cutting.
Yeah.
But it was still a full grooming.
They literally
Grooming
sculpted
is
the dog
not-
with their
yeah.
hands.
Grooming is not just bath and cut down. That's it. Sometimes the grooming, you pay for somebody just to highlight your hair or whatever. That's still considered a groom.
Exactly.
There's different things involved in it.
Brushing your teeth, you know, washing your face, cleaning your ears. This is all grooming, you know, and proper hygiene is health. It's,
Manicure, pedicure, taking care of all the nails.
exactly. It's all about health.
You're going to get charged the same amount for all of that at a spa package, regardless of if we cut any hair or not.
Exactly.
And we're doing the same thing with the dogs. There's a lot more hair to cut, first off.
Yeah.
But we're hitting every part of the body.
Yeah.
So we're taking care of the eyes, cleaning the eyes, the teeth, the mouth, the
Yeah.
feet, everything.
It's not just about beauty, it's about health, because health is beauty. All right. But anyways,
saying
we'll end
I'm
with
not
that.
Buffy, I'm banning you I'm putting you in timeout on my site over here.
Ooh, I
Keep
think
those
these
comments
should
over there,
wide more
please.
office. Super
But it's a coffee shop. It's a coffee shop.
It's
just
me.
about
I rub off on
minimum,
him. My Zen aura rubs off on him. I overflow with calm and peace. Why is she
All
like
this week he's telling me about how the force is so great with him, and now he's calling it peace.
No, the Jedi Force, the Star
I
Wars
know
Force.
which force you're talking about.
Anyways, yeah, they're about to close up here, but it was an awesome chat.
Just to
Thank
let you guys know, thanks for watching over here. Thanks for the twice as many thumbs up as this guy right now.
I only have one.
I got twice as many.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to go through these thumbs up.
Oh, no, wait. All right, so we got to
Oh,
end
I'm
this.
on yours. I'm on yours, David.
Yeah.
But we have
They're
plenty of
enjoying
things to
this
come
way
this
too
week.
much.
So make sure your notifications are on both of our pages.
It's not about the numbers.
Turn on the notifications for this guy's
Remember,
page channel.
Star Wars got canceled in its third season due to low ratings. At the same time, Beverly Hillbillies, right? The trend, the fad was topping the charts. He had all the numbers. But Star Trek, now fast forward.
June, you're killing me because we were all supposed to be on for like 15 minutes in your blabbermouth. We're already at half an hour. We're supposed to keep these things short and concise.
15 minutes,
Yeah.
exactly.
He just rambles on and on and on. So if you want just the facts and the details, make sure your notifications are on my page. I'll get you all those facts and details, short and concise. If you want stories, he has stories for days.
If you want
who knows if they're all
if you
true?
want
Not,
just
I don't know. That's out. The jury's out.
But
on
if you
that,
want
but
impact, if you want truth.
Thanks for tuning in. Go watch the end of Game of Thrones for those of you who paused it. Those of you who aren't here live.
Oh, don't read that. Don't read that. Don't read that, David. It's for your own good.
I saw that. So not true.
All right, I'll
All
see you
right.
guys.
And share both of them. Go to your pages now, your Facebooks, your whatever's. Just hit share.
Oh, and they like to say bye.
Bye. Good to see everybody. Bye.
Have a good night.
We had a good time.
Flying again with Shakira in a couple days, so we'll show you the travel time.
Awesome.
Man, I should have brought my laptop.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.